I'm ready for breakfast, usually quite good here. Well, the first trip to the hot food wasn't that successful. It was in need of stocking up, but luckily from my seat I had a bird's eye view of the serving area. The cereals, pastries, coffee and juices are at the other side of that wall. Eagle-eyed I was off for more.
Good morning, back on the road, leg 2. We're roughly 150 miles today, 3 hours roughly, Saturday saying, to get up to Bolton. Staying there for one night, the second leg of the trip. Still overcast, not seen any sun yet, and no snow either. So let's see how we get on. And after that breakfast, feeling heavy now. Needed it, but maybe that last couple of sausages were too many.
The drive this morning takes me up the A49, bypassing Ludlow and Shrewsbury, which are both equally worth a visit, and then onward crossing the border into Wales, passing Wrexham, heading back into England before bypassing Chester, a cathedral city also well worth a visit. Then it's motorway driving all the way heading north, with Liverpool to the west and Manchester to the east.
I've arrived just about on time. Hold ups through North Wales. Sat-nav took us on a bit of a detour. Allegedly traffic update, so maybe saved a little bit of time doing that. But here another Premier Inn, and the Bihar Pub Covray.
Just met up with my sister. During the tour I'll be lucky enough to meet our friends and family along the way. Time for a quick drink and work out the plan for the afternoon. The weather's not looking good, already bitterly cold. Quite a nice pub and carvery. We'll return later for dinner tonight. We've reserved a table. The last time I stayed at this Premier Inn was the day after thunderstorms in the area, and this blood was flooded out. It took 6 months to reopen. It was a very busy lunchtime. We were asked to sit at the bar whilst having a drink, which was quite a novelty since COVID. It's roughly a 20-minute walk down to the Middlebrook Retail Park and Stadium. Since 1997, Bolton have played their matches here at the University of Bolton Stadium, which was opened by John Prescott, Deputy Prime Minister of the Labour Party at the time. I remember it being named the Reebok Stadium. It's since been named the Macron Stadium until 2018, at which time it was given its present name. It's an all-seater stadium with a capacity of almost 29,000. We had a stroll around the retail shops. I knew that Lego was making a comeback, but shocked to find out that sets are now costing hundreds of pounds. We decided to pop into Hollywood Bowl to warm up and have a drink. Plans to head into town centre now ditched as the rain set in. The priority now is to keep warm and catch up with what's been happening. Decided to get some photographs of the town centre on my next visit, which you're about to see. Staropramen, a traditional Czech Pilsner, is brewed under licence in the UK in Burton-on-Trent. A change of scenery just across the road, the Harvester, a warm, comfortable pub. This must get absolutely packed on match days. San Miguel I always thought was a Spanish beer, but its origins date back to 1890 in San Miguel, Manila, producing a Filipino pale lager by the city's San Miguel brewery. The brewery moved into Spain in 1953 and is now independent, known as the Mao San Miguel Group. I'm always fascinated watching the bubbles rise from the bottom of the glass. Now it's time to have a look around the town centre. Bolton Town Hall was built between 1866 and 1873 in a neoclassical style that was extended in the 1930s and since has been designated as Grade 2 listed building. In 1978, Red Dimmer made repairs to the clock tower and its 16 stone pillars. The town hall used to have a central hall that was gutted by fire in November 1981. It was rebuilt as two public halls, the Albert Hall and the Festival Hall. This is the bronze statue of the doctor and philanthropist Samuel Taylor Chadwick. He established an eye clinic and an ENT clinic, becoming an honorary surgeon at Bolton Hospital. He died in 1876 and was buried at Bolton Parish Church. Victoria Square is the pedestrianised part of Newport Street in front of the town hall. The area was one of the first, if not the first, to be pedestrianised in 1971. Bolton Cenotaph, it was unveiled in front of the town hall in 1928, originally commemorating the people lost during the First World War. Further inscriptions were added after the Second World War. At the end of each arch are sculptures representing struggle on one side and sacrifice on the other. I remember when there used to be octagonal fountains either side of the cenotaph. These were removed in 1999 as part of a revamp of the square. Bolton Museum is an art gallery and a natural history museum owned by Bolton Metropolitan Borough Council. It's a Grade 2 listed building in Le Mans Crescent. Brings back great memories of spending hours looking around there as a tree when I was a child. Bolton's Museum's aquarium opened in 1941. I haven't been in there for many years, but there used to be some huge fish tanks with an amazing worldwide collection. Le Mans Crescent, named in 1974 in honour of the twin town in the south of France. It runs behind the town hall, between Deansgate and Ashburner Street. The Crescent is regularly used as a filming location and it's been passed off as being in London in the hit TV crime show Peaky Blinders. The Octagon Theatre was opened in 1967 by Princess Margaret. Its last major refurbishment was back in 2018 when it closed for 2 years. The main auditorium is actually hexagonal in shape and has capacity between 300 and 400. Heading down Newport Street to the bus interchange at the railway station, the white steel parabolic arch, which acts as a gateway into town centre for those arriving at the nearby Trinity Rail Station, is actually the support for the railway bridge. The old rail bridge was closed in 2001 as it was judged to be too weak to be carrying the amount of traffic using it. The new bridge opened in 2005. A statue of Fred Dimmer, with Bolton's Corliss steam engine behind him. He was a promoter of all things steam and well known for his traction engine. A true Bolton legend, fearless steeplejack that involved him repairing and felling chimneys and work on church spires, as well as ending up a television personality. He in 1979 won a BAFTA award for the best documentary. Standing only a few yards away from the base of the chimney as it began to collapse, as he saw him moving, he would run to safety, blasting his hooter, and then looking round to the camera with a huge grin, saying it's done for. Did you like that? The Market Hall back in 1855, covering an area of around 7,000 square yards, was said to be the largest covered market in the kingdom, was refurbished in the 1980s to become the Marketplace Shopping Centre, and was opened in 1988 by Queen Elizabeth II. Looking down Deansgate there, with the parish church right at the very end. Well, we're back in the Beehive pub after sheltering from the weather. Hope you enjoyed that tour around the town centre. Please subscribe to the channel and smash the like. It really helps us to grow and bring more and better videos. Lovely looking carvery, but I opted for the mixed grill, which I really enjoyed. All the meats were very tender.
Just checked in here in Bolton. Another Premier Inn tonight. Very similar spec to the last one. No purple light above the bed again, but got a nice room. A little bit bigger bathroom this time, which I like a lot better really. Much better really. Yeah. Comfortable for the night. Well, we're ready to set off again, day 3. Leaving a very wet Bolton this morning. Nothing unusual for Bolton really. Northwest, traditionally very wet. Every time I visit it seems to pour down somehow. Okay, we had a good night's sleep. Decent shower this morning. The shower head was very good. Well, 45 minutes up to Blackpool, so no rush. I'm gonna go and get some fuel. Petrol prices around here are amazing. Left Bournemouth 148 a litre, here 139.
There's Blackpool. Quite an easy drive really ahead. We're very close to the M61 already. Then on to the M6. Bypass Preston on to the M55 and into Blackpool. Just north of Southport on the coast of the Irish Sea. Southport is seaside town in Merseyside. The town has some good examples of Victorian architecture, especially on Lord Street. Southport Pier is the second longest seaside pleasure pier in England. We're about to visit the longest pier later in the tour in episode 5. Parked up at the Travelodge, we'll check in later, right next to Blackpool Football Club, founded in 1887. Moving to this site at Bloomfield Road in 1901, known as the Seasiders, wearing a tangerine coloured kit. About to walk into the centre, roughly a 20-minute walk into what I call the central area. There wasn't a lot open yet. It was just before 12 noon. I made it to Coral Island Cafe to dry out and warm up. What a walk that was. I tried to walk along a promenade, but with a strong wind coming straight off the Irish Sea, coupled with the driving rain, with an air temperature of about 5 degrees at best, was unbearable. I walked that one street back, parallel with the promenade, which helped until I had to cross the road with an opening to the seafront. Suddenly again we met with an icy blast. A basic sausage, chips and beans was just what I needed right then. Checking the weather The rain was forecast to stop thankfully, and I was equipped with a scarf and gloves, so happy to venture out again. Coral Island Amusement Arcade is one of the biggest and best along the promenade in my opinion. Finally made it down onto the seafront here. The rain's finally stopped. It's a howling gale straight off the Irish Sea there. That's Blackpool's north here in the distance. The Blackpool trams date back to 1885 and it's one of the oldest electric tramways in the world. Most of the fleets are now single decker, but I believe there's a few double deckers still around to operate when needed. There used to be quite a few illuminated trams that were used during the Blackpool illuminations. The Albert and the Lion, Witherspoon's pub, one of three in the main promenade area. This one is in the old Woolworths building, which dated back to 1938. Blackpool Tower opened to the public in 1894, inspired by the Eiffel Tower in Paris. As well as the tower, there is the Tower Ballroom, famous for its resident organist Reginald Dixon, who was known as Mr. Blackpool. He retired in 1970 after 40 years of playing the Wurlitzer organ. The BBC series Come Dancing was televised from the Tower Ballroom for many years. It's also hosted editions of Strictly Come Dancing, including some grand finals. There is also the Tower Circus, which is located at the bottom of the tower between its four legs. The circus ring can be lowered into a pool of water at a depth of up to 4'6", which allows for spectacular endings to the shows with dancing fountains. The Tower Circus is one of four left in the world that can do this. A large Witherspoons, busy as they usually are, nice and warm. North Pier is the most northerly of the three piers. Built in the 1860s, it's also the oldest and longest of the three. Has a theatre which has hosted many big name acts over the years.
again, another room. Tonight is Travelodge. Well, it looks like it's been refurbished. I don't think this is a premium. It's not a premium room because it's just a standard kettle. But it's definitely had a revamp. Yeah. Quite pleasantly surprised with this. I've stayed in this hotel several times over the years. Well, this is very nice. Nice and clean. This bathroom. What's your shower like? Oh, there it is. There we are. There we go. Very good. There.
Here you see a few lights left up from the illuminations. In the background, the Big Dipper roller coaster on Blackpool's Pleasure Beach. Blackpool's annual illumination display will once again this year be extended by 2 months, shining nightly from the 1st of September to the 1st of January. The illuminations are world famous. 6 miles of free light shows along a promenade. You can get some really good sunsets here, but not today. This is a photo I took a couple of years ago. The Velvet Coaster Witherspoons, 2 great wood burning features, just what's needed after a cold day. On 3 floors, the roof garden, obviously closed at this time of year. I imagine will get extremely popular in the summer, even has a lift. A successful looking hotel next to one that's set for demolition, apparently to be replaced by a new hotel and underground car park. Now it's time to get back to my warm hotel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, enable notifications so you don't miss the next episode. See you next time.